I've been with the defendant for about 10 years now.
Okay.
We had children probably around my years, about 19, 20.
Okay,
and,
how old are they?
They're 8 and 5. And right now, I'm an artist, Your Honor. That's how I met her. She was stripping.
I'm an exotic dancer.
She was stripping, Your Honor.
I'm an exotic
And that's
dancer.
how I met her. They was playing me in the club, because I'm an artist, like I said, Your Honor.
Oh, you
and
were...
she's the one slowing me down with the children.
Okay.
And so, like I said, we've been together for about 10 years now. We got an 8 and a 5-year-old, and she's never there to take care of them.
I'm there for my
I can't
kids.
even do what I
Excuse me, ma'am. Let him speak, and then I can assure you I'll get over to you. And do me a favor, you're making me dizzy rocking back and forth. Yeah, just, I know you're probably nervous. Just, you know, everybody nervous when they come to court.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're probably nervous looking at me. So it's okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so children are 8 and 5.
Yes, ma'am.
She was working as an exotic dancer.
Yes.
You're an artist. You all live together.
We used to.
Yes.
All right, so hold on.
Sorry.
How long ago did you all stop living together?
We stopped living together about, I want to say, 3 years ago.
All right, and where do the children live currently?
With me.
And they've been living with you for the past 3 years?
They've been living with. She comes at 2 times of the week, take them to the park. She's taking them to get a kids meal, but I'm the one that's got to deal with the harassment because
I gotta do.
What?
Ma'am. What is it with today? Everybody want to interrupt each other.
I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry. Just don't do it. It's that simple.
I got you, Your Honor.
She's coming in with a kids meal, Your Honor, on Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm doing the bond for my daughter on Thursday and getting them ready for school on Friday. And so that's what the problem is. Like I said, we just can't even stay together no more, and that's why I brought her to the court.
Okay, so you're asking for child support, health insurance. What health insurance do you have for the children?
I don't have any health insurance right now.
Their relationship fell apart under the pressure of daily life. Mr. Williams is drowning in stress, while Miss Davis feels she's already pulling her weight by looking after the kids on her days off. Their situation is a clear example of how parenting can become overwhelming when roles and expectations aren't clear. She prioritizes her career and independence while he desperately wants more help at home. With neither willing to budge, the tension keeps building until one of them finally snaps and says, "I can't do this anymore."
They on Medicaid?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Is there anything else you want me to know before I move over to mom?
Well, the kids are getting harassed in school right now.
Why are they being harassed?
Because she's stripping, Your Honor, and everybody knows it.
Okay, we're going to use exotic dancer because that's what she said her profession
Thank
is.
you, Your Honor.
And I think out of respect, you should refer to it as what she calls it, okay? It's her career, it's what she does. So that's what we're going to refer to it as, okay?
Yes.
So
Mom.
the children are being made fun of at school because of what mom does for a living.
Yes.
Okay, she was doing that when you met her, right?
Now, Mr. Williams lays it all out. He needs real help, both with finances and raising their kids. Miss Davis seems caught off guard, as if her 2 days a week should be enough. But child support isn't about pointing fingers. It's a legal way to ensure both parents share the real costs: education, healthcare, and all the essentials kids rely on. If Miss Davis wants to prove she's a dedicated mother, stepping up financially could be the strongest way to show it.
She was. Like I said, they was playing me in the club. And she's slowing me down, Your Honor.
How's she slowing you down? What you mean by that?
She's slowing me down because she's not taking care of the kids. She's popping in and out.
But how does that slow you down exactly?
It's slowing me down because I had a career, Your Honor.
Oh,
and
I see what you're saying.
I love barbering.
Okay.
But they gonna learn how to barber with me because they up there with me all the time. I need some help. And that's why we're here, yes, ma'am.
Okay, and they go to school during the day, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But on the weekends, they're with you at the barbershop.
Right, she gets them on Tuesday and Wednesday when she's off, but that's not enough.
Just Tuesday and Wednesday?
Just Tuesday and Wednesday.
They don't spend a night or anything like that?
Kids meal park.
That's what you're gonna.
Excuse me. No, that's not what we're doing. You're not going to interrupt anymore.
If I'm lying, let them know if I'm lying.
You're not going to interrupt anymore. That's what we're not doing.
Apologize. I'm so sorry, Your Honor.
Stop apologizing because you keep doing it. Okay. Just don't do it. Okay. All right. Now.
You know I'm telling the truth, y'all.
Is there anything else you want me to know about the facts of this case? Not necessarily what she thinks or anything like that, because that has nothing to do with what I have to do up here.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. So I can move over to
The judge finally addresses Miss Davis, and she looks stunned, clearly not expecting Mr. Williams to lay things out so plainly. She insists she's doing her part, but only on her days off. And that's the problem. Her busy schedule might suit her, but it doesn't answer the bigger question: who's handling everything the rest of the week? Fair co-parenting isn't just about showing up when it's convenient. If Miss Davis truly wants to prove her commitment, it won't be through words. Real effort, active involvement, and financial support will say far more than anything she can argue.
Now it's your turn.
Yes. Hello, Your Honor.
Hi.
Yes, so I am here, not really sure why, because I take very good care of our children.
Well, you do know why. He just said he wants some help. You slowing him down. He can't cut hair the way that he needs to and make the money he needs to because the children are always with him.
They're not always with him. I do get them on Tuesdays and Wednesdays on my off days. That's something we agreed to because I'm bringing in.
Hold on. Let me just clear something up. Those are only days you get them, right?
Well, like full time. I see my kids all the time, but on full time, from sun up to sundown, they're with me on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
How many days in a week?
There's 7.
All right, so you see them 2. So 5 is majority of the time that they're with dad. So,
well, I go over there and I check on them.
Or am I missing some days?
No, Your Honor, you're not. But I go over there and I check on them, but they do stay overnight with him on those other 5 days. I have them on the days that I'm fully off, and I can tend to them and get them the meals that they like and take them to the park.
The court rules that the children will primarily live with Mr. Williams, which typically means the other parent takes on more financial responsibility. Miss Davis's expression says it all. She wasn't prepared to part with a chunk of her income. But that's how these cases usually go. When one parent handles most of the day-to-day care, the other is expected to contribute financially. She may see it as unfair, but the judge's focus isn't on what's convenient for the parents. It's on what's best for the children.
I have to make money.
So he was telling the truth.
Well, not fully the truth, because I mean, he's acting like I'm not there for him. He's complaining now. He didn't have any complaints whenever we got together.
We just established you are not there. They're with him 5 days a week. Excuse me. Mr. Williams, I'm going to tell you the same thing I told her. No interruptions.
Thank
okay?
you, Your Honor.
No, you don't have to thank me because you've been doing it. So no, that's not what we're doing. It is not to taunt him. It is just to make sure I give him the same treatment that I gave you. Okay? Now, he has not been dishonest thus far in what he said because you just confirmed it. Well, you get him on your off days, which is 2 days a week. The other 5 days, they are with him. You do Happy Meals and park. He's taking them to school. He's feeding them. He's getting them dressed for school, getting them dressed for. Are they in any activities?
High school. My younger daughter, she's cheerleading.
But
okay, are you taking them to cheerleading?
I'm providing for them. He's not telling the official part.
So let's talk about that then.
Yes.
How much money do you make?
I do very well.
That wasn't my question.
That's exactly what she told me.
Excuse me. I can't write down very well on the child support order. I need to know how much you make in a dollar amount. $180K a year.
Yes.
How much of that $180,000 are you giving dad?
Well, not necessarily giving that, but on my children, because I don't give it directly to him. I take care of my children.
Wait a minute, hold on. The kids are 8 and 5.
Right.
So you got to give it to him. So what are you giving him to provide for the kids?
Well, I wasn't giving him anything to provide for the kids. When I check on my kids, I do for my kids, and I buy my kids
What
stuff.
does that mean?
That means like I provide things for them. I do when they're in my care. That's when I provide for them. But
2 days a week in your care, right?
Well, full time.
We've established that.
Yes.
So what do you do beyond that?
But I can't imagine giving this man any amount of money that I work hard for, and he talking about this stripper. I'm an exotic dancer, but he didn't have that problem when we got together. And the years that we were together, he wasn't complaining then. But as regarding my children, I take very good care of them. I just can't imagine the hard work that I do. That's why my knee is messed up now, because I had an injury at work. And he knows that, and then he's begging for money. I take care of my children. My children have no wants.
Begging. He is not begging. He is telling you to do what you should do anyway as a parent.
But you're not here in private, Your Honor. He's trying to get back with me.
Here, 1 second. It doesn't matter. That has no bearing on child support. What he says about you doesn't make any never mind to me. What you say about her, what y'all's conversations are, that has no never mind, has nothing to do with child support.
Right,
okay? It's not a but. let me ask you a question, because I don't want to derail this conversation in this case, because I have some more that I need to get to today. Now, if you're making $180,000 a year, why aren't these children on any type of health insurance?
Well, the profession that I have, there's no insurance offered, and I mean...
Well, it doesn't have to be. You're considered a independent contractor, right?
Right.
That means you can get private health insurance.
Well,
did you know that?
I'm not really sure how to go about doing that.
You can Google and say to the internet, how to find private health insurance.
Right.
I'm trying to see
but he has his own barbershop, and through the barbershop, I figured that he's complaining about I don't spend time enough with him. He can figure that part.
Health insurance brings up a common co-parenting struggle. Miss Davis has a solid income, yet she hasn't arranged private coverage for the kids, relying only on Medicaid. Considering her earnings, this raises eyebrows. Why depend on public assistance when she can afford better? Maybe she overlooked it, or maybe she wanted to avoid extra costs. Either way, the judge sees it differently. Providing proper health care isn't optional. It's a fundamental responsibility she can't ignore.
Well, child support for what? Because you're definitely getting ready to pay. How about that?
Wait.
Yes, no,
but
it's
Your
not
Honor,
a waste.
He didn't
no,
tell
ma'am.
you.
No, ma'am. You came here to waste my time. You did come here to waste my time. You make $180,000 a year, and you have not been doing what you need to be doing for these children. You don't pay for cheerleading. You pay for Happy Meals, and I can't even say you pay for the park because the park is free.
Your Honor, I just want to say, and he's talking about my kids being teased at school and all of that. No, he's the one being teased. He's the one that is brainwashing them to believe this stuff and want to turn my kids against me because I don't want to be with him any longer. That's the ultimate problem. That's why we're here. Because before this, Mr. Williams didn't have any problems with me financially, taking care of my kids, providing.
Your Honor, this is exactly why we're not staying
and you go do what you need to go do those 2 days a week. That was our agreement. Now you want to bash me and make it seem like I'm not there for our children?
2 days out of the week, Your Honor.
No, it's not 2 days.
2 days out of the week, and she yelling full time.
Okay, but what about that day you had an appointment and I had to watch them?
What about the day you left the kids at the house to go out with your friends?
You know what? See, you always bringing up old stuff. You always going, Your Honor, at the end of the day, I make very good money. I do very well, and he wasn't complaining then, and now he wants to complain now, and I just don't know what to tell him. But our kids is not an issue. They love me dearly. Please tell Your Honor, please tell her that how much the
Your
kids,
Honor,
please, they talk about me.
I don't have to brainwash them. They already know.
No. They talk about me in a good way. They love their mother dearly because I'm there for them. What memories are you making with them? Do they take you at the park?
Hold on.
They love the park.
Here's the memory we're getting ready to make because I made my ruling. You have capped out, according to Texas guidelines, your gross is $9,200 a month. Child support is set at $2,300. You're going to do a reimbursement to Medicaid for $276, making your monthly child support payment $2,576. No, that's how much you got to pay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The children live with him.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I don't see the celebration.
Thank you.
Wait a minute.
In the end, Miss Davis is ordered to pay over $2,000 a month, a decision that clearly takes her by surprise. She never expected such a heavy financial commitment, but the judge's ruling sends a clear message. When one parent takes on the bulk of daily responsibilities, the other must provide their fair share. She may feel it's unfair, but legally, it's the natural outcome of her limited hands-on role. The court's focus is simple. The children's needs come first, no matter how inconvenient it is for either parent. As the ruling is finalized, someone in the courtroom questions why Mr. Williams should pay anything when the kids primarily live with him. The judge doesn't waver. I've made my ruling. There's nothing more to discuss. Turning to Miss Davis, they asked if she has any questions about the payment amount. Not at this time, Your Honor, she replies. With no further objections, the judge wraps up the case. If there's nothing else, you're both dismissed.